If you need your life to go on as normal after a storm, you may need more than a small generator from your local home improvement store to keep your life in order. Imagine no refrigerator, no electricity, no air conditioning, no end in sight. Here's Joe Renda from Air Quality Control on how to keep your life in order after the storm.
The first process is to go out to the site and evaluate the needs. Just determine exactly what you want to run during emergency times. From there, we evaluate the site to see the feasibility of placing a generator, that size generator, whether it's in a flood zone, how it's in relation to the fuel source, which could be an LP tank or natural gas, and then also the readily available electrical connections with the transfer switch that we spoke of. And you've got to put all these ingredients together. Air Quality Control is involved with all aspects of this, and that's how we determine and make a proposal to you exactly what it's going to take to get you to this situation. Some of the options that we can offer that we're kind of unique to is you have an alternate source of energy if your electrical energy goes away. We use natural gas and liquid propane gas to power cooking grills, ranges for cooking, also water heating, and in lieu of electricity, you can go with a standby generator here that will automatically come on just as an air conditioner does in the event your power goes away, and it takes over your lifestyle just as though you didn't even know you lost power. Well, you can go with the portable generators, which I'm not too keen about. The problem with the portable generator is you have to store the fuel. Storing gasoline is dangerous, and in this case, this one runs off of natural gas. It's underground, it's never interrupted. The portable generators, you may have to set it up out in the rain, severe weather, where this is weatherproof, automatic. I think it's a much better way to go. This particular homeowner can run his entire house. He has 2 air conditioning systems because it has a natural gas dryer, natural gas cooking, and the air conditioning system is a new high-efficiency Carrier Infinity, which uses a lot less electricity than previous units. So with this 16,000-watt generator, you can pretty much maintain the lifestyle. Lighting, refrigeration, garage door opener, television to watch the news, business as usual. Well, it's not a plug-and-play device. You need to really involve yourself with the municipalities here. There's a permit here. That's a proper way to do this. There's building permits, there's electrical permits, there's gas permits, and you have to be familiar with all the codes. Air Quality Control is engaged in all of these contracting ends, and we are familiar with all the codes, and every house is unique. And when you hire us, we take it from start to finish, turnkey, and we go ahead and address all of these challenges. I think the last thing you want to be doing is somehow or another connecting a portable generator in the rain or wet or blowing. You don't want to be working with electricity. In this case, this is all automatic with the automatic transfer switch here that does all the work for you, and I could be inside watching, or the homeowner can be inside watching. The gas generator also, they seem to emit, I think, more carbon monoxide than a natural gas burning engine or an LP engine. So you have to be a lot more cognizant of where you place that portable generator and the noise level. Some people have stolen generators during the night just because of the noise. Well, this one is permanently attached. It has hurricane straps. It would be pretty hard to steal this. The automatic transfer switch is a safety device that's designed to monitor utility power coming into your home. It's basically a 3-way switch, and if your utility power is fine and it's there, the generator will not come on. If utility power is interrupted, within 30 seconds, the generator will come on and bring you back to normal. But in difference to not having a transfer switch, some people have directly connected generators to house power, and that could create a very dangerous dangerous or lethal situation. Well, the tankless water heater replaces a big electrical load in a home. Your electric water heater uses almost double what the high-efficiency air conditioner uses. So if you can eliminate that load and put it on natural gas or LP gas, you can go again with a smaller generator and you can still have hot water for bathing and laundry. During the hurricanes, historically, the natural gas has always been there. And I think during Andrew, maybe 80 customers lost service for several hours or a day, minimal time. So your natural gas lines are underground, they're not exposed to the elements, and the service is monitored all the way through the state with pumping stations. So that's your most reliable fuel source. This device right here is an automatic standby generator. You can see it's weatherproof. It's also on an elevated pad with hurricane straps to withstand the 130-mile-an-hour wind load. That connection over there is the connection for the electricity that this unit will generate, and then it comes over and feeds the automatic transfer switch. So in the event power goes away, this device will start up. It's an internal combustion engine that drives the generating device, and it will take over the load on this electrical panel. This device right here is an instantaneous tankless water heater, and it's in an idle position right now. As soon as water starts to flow through this device, it automatically, within 1 degree, will deliver hot water throughout the house. Again, the fuel source is gas and not electric. This device right here is the automatic transfer switch. Again, it's a super safety device. You never have the risk of backfeeding electricity into the grid. And when the generator is running, it's totally isolated to this electrical panel right here. It disables the utility meter. Notice here we have caution 2 power sources. This generating device and, of course, the utility power. Technology in the HVAC industry has increased dramatically. And the power that this unit consumes today is 70% less than even brand new standard units in 2005. So the more efficient your appliances, the more appliances we could run with the standby generator. Automatic standby generators require an alternate fuel source. In instances where natural gas is not available, we bring in LP, or liquid propane. These 4 tanks here represent about 400 gallons of gas, which would represent, I think, about 10 days to 2 weeks worth of standby generation for this gentleman. In evaluating the needs of this homeowner, this was quite a unique situation here. If we look in the backyard, this gentleman was very concerned with some very exotic tropical fish that are vulnerable to not having oxygen. So it's very important to keep his ponds aerated for oxygen, and that was one of the concerns that he had in utilizing standby generation.
Air quality control, along with Carrier, offers 12 months, same as cash, interest-free financing program. What this allows you to do is to pay off the bulk of the generator installation interest-free for a 12-month period. Well, we control all aspects of the installation, from pouring a pad if need be, depending on the generator size, to the electrical, to the gas work, the setting of the unit itself, and we also are the company that's going to be the ones to work on your unit in the event that it does need service. It is a mechanical piece of equipment. Much like a car, it does require maintenance and servicing. And we have factory-trained technicians to do that for you.